So, a major new update has made it to the public test of Valheim, and it's about to make the Mistlands, fishing and many more features like the Ballista a lot better. Hey, what's up guys? It's your man Foriam again, back with a new Valheim video in which I'm gonna talk about everything you need to know about this great new update, so let's get right to it. A quick thanks to all channel members for making these videos possible. If you enjoy my content, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to leave a like and share your thoughts in the comments down below. Cheers! So, here we are on Steam, patch 0.213.3. Let's start off with everything new right here, all the improvements, as not only do we get many fixes to the Mistlands, but also to fishing, which I really enjoyed in the game. Well, right now it's gonna be even better, so I'm really looking forward to talking about all this. So, first and foremost, we get our hands on some new content. One of them is a new building piece, the Hexagonal Gate, which has been in the game already, as it was part of course, the dwarven encampments. But right now you can actually build it without spawning it in with commands. You can find it in the building menu, and it requires a black forge to place it down, 8 Yggdrasil wood as well as 8 copper. We can finally construct our own hobbit house. Let me know in the comments if you already have nice ideas for it. But moving on to the next one, which I'm already wearing right now, is the fishing hat. So the fishing hat is, you guessed it, a new type of head armor which you can unlock with the fishing, of course after you've proven yourself a master angler. But not only does this one look super cool, it also comes with some pretty nice stat bonuses. Basically comes with a plus 20 to fishing and swimming skill, so it's going to be very nice to quickly swim from one place to another without too much stamina drain, while it's also going to be easier to reel in fish, as it also boosts that skill. So I already said that I really like the looks of the fishing hat, but if it becomes dark outside, boy oh boy, they actually added some pretty cool details on there, as one of the ingredients which you need to craft it is an anglerfish. Emits a little bit of light. I really like this little detail. I already made a pretty nice guide which you can follow in the top right of the screen to level up this skill very fast, but there are more improvements to talk about regarding the fishing. I already liked fishing in Valheim, but now there is an even bigger incentive to do so, as it's only getting better with this update. Fish no longer despawn when far away, and fish found in ice caves will also respawn correctly. So that means, ladies and gentlemen, if you gotten yourself your hands on a Tetra cave, well, this means you can finally start catching these bad boys consistently, and they will also respawn in higher quality. So you'll be able to find big Tetra fish right now. We've got more improvements to fishing, by the way. If you throw in your bait with your fishing rod and then just basically reel it in before you catch any fish, you will keep your bait, so you don't lose it anymore. So say you did a pretty bad cast and you just want to get your fishing bait out there again and just throw it in. See, we get 20 again. So if fish don't bite on it, it will basically refund the fishing bait, which I think is very nice. The fishing game, by the way, also becomes a little bit more interesting, as fish will start jumping and trying to escape. This one was pretty easy to reel in though, but look at that, we got a tier 1 Tetra fish as well as 5 coins. So that means with fishing, you can get your hands on some valuables instead of just the fish itself. The higher quality fish are also more interesting to catch right now, as they will basically give more raw fish when you decide to make sushi of them, which we're gonna check out in a second. But I just want to get my hands on a higher quality Tetra fish right now so you can see exactly what happens. There we go. Okay, we've got one on the line. This is definitely the bigger boy. They also do a little bit of fighting, so it's gonna be slightly more difficult to reel them in, while it's not really escaping right here. I don't know what happens. So I just made my way back to my testing environment in another world, and we just managed to catch a tier 2 pike. As you can see, it definitely fights, and every time when it tries to escape, it will also drain a little bit more stamina. Anyways, let's see how much raw fish we get our hands on if we destroy the fishies. So I'm just gonna make some room right here. So let's start off with the quality ones. Of course, they're probably gonna give us just one raw fish. There we go, just one right there. The quality 2 used to give just 2 fish, so let's see how much we get right now. We go from 3 to 7, so that is 4 fish already for a quality 2. For a quality 3 we get 7, wow, that is a lot, man. Then for the quality 4 we get, what? Look at that, 10! So that means fishing became a lot more interesting, as of course there are plenty of great types of food which you can craft with it. Actually pretty easy to make, with only 2 cooked fish and 4 barley flour. Definitely top tier food if you ask me for the end game, if you want to have a ton of HP. And what I really like about this update is that they also made the fishing bait recipes a lot easier. So right now you don't need all the previous fishing bait. You can basically craft every single one of them with the regular fishing bait, which you can buy from the trader. So for even the frosty, the mossy, the misty, or the heavy fishing bait, you're only gonna need the casual one, which you can buy, as well as the trophy for, of course, set biome or fish. They added more improvements to fishing. For example, right now it's going to be easier to level up the fishing skill. All the improvements and tweaks can be found on this list. So if you want to see everything in detail, just pause the video. Anyways, let's move on to the next improvements. You've got some pretty interesting balances and tweaks. I think the most important one right here, which everyone was looking forward to, is that players can now use a trophy on Ballistas to limit what it will shoot at. So I did a little bit of testing on my world, and right here you can see exactly how it works. You just add a trophy to it, just like you would normally do when summoning a boss, let's say, but then it will be locked to this specific target. So right here you can see that I'm spawning in a deer and a neck. It will basically shoot both of them. Then I also spawned in a troll, which got wrecked pretty big time, while if I add a deer trophy to it, it will specifically shoot deer, while the troll is basically protected. Of course, this is not really something you want to do because they will simply destroy your base, but this will make it easier for you to prevent ballistas from shooting other players, let's say. But they're adding more great balancing tweaks to the Mistlands. For example, yulls become more challenging again, more scary, as they will shoot 2 projectiles again, but the burst interval is increased. So these 2 projectiles are going to be easier to dodge, while they're gonna deal more fire damage. So I think it's a very stable buff, let's say, to their scariness. They will deal less blunt damage, so you definitely want to focus on fire resistance potions and gear. Thank God you can still use yulls as hot air balloons, which I was a little bit afraid of, but worry not lads, this transport will still be 100% functional. While they also made Seekers more aggressive once again, tweaking their AI to make them not dance around like idiots, but instead they will be a lot more aggressive towards you. So if we move on to the next great thing they did, is to basically allow mobs inside the Mistlands infested mines dungeons to respawn. You can see right here that the Seekers are a lot more aggressive. I am very happy about all these changes, as it finally makes the Mistlands great again, let's say. I mean, it was already a pretty nice update, but it kind of felt a little bit too easy. It was almost impossible to get hit by a Seeker if you know a little bit how to block or dodge attacks, let's say. But this asks of you to prepare yourself properly instead of just going out there with poor equipment and without any healing potions, let's say. I am very happy they also included the respawns, as it allows you to relive your experience, relive the raid, the adventure, let's say, which you can have alone or with other people on the same server, so you don't have to search through every infested mine on your seed, but instead can revisit ones which you've already checked out with buddies. So yes, definitely great improvements right here. They added more balance tweaks, which you can read right here, so pause the screen if you want to know everything about it. So wolves can now also eat chicken, very nice if you want to breed them. Mistland torches are no longer a primary target for enemies, a big one for many people as well. Ballista ammo capacity increased, but also a big one right here. Ymir flesh is now purchasable from Haldor, the trader, after the Elder is dead, instead of after Bone Moss. This is major, as it allows you to craft Frostner, for example, earlier in the game without having to defeat the boss. Of course, you're gonna have to know how to get your hands on silver, but for the speedrunners out there, let's say, it gives us so many more possibilities to get your hands on one of the top tier weapons in the game a little bit faster. There are also plenty of nice bug fixes coming along with this update. I'm not gonna talk about every single one of them, just read them on the screen, but one of them definitely worth mentioning is the Obliterator. Now converts Mistlands trophies, wood, arrows, and also bolts properly, so you can use it to recycle things a little bit easier. And also a console command. Say if you have a pretty poor internet connection and fear that your character will have a rollback, let's say, if you use the console command save, you will also save your local character file when playing on a multiplayer server. Hence, now also lay eggs closer to their buddies. I made a very fast and efficient chicken farm to get your hands on all the eggs you will ever need. And it's still working like a charm with this update. I'm sure this specific bug fix will make many farms not work properly anymore, while you can rest assured mine still does. So if you want to check it out, video is in the top right of the screen. So that's basically all the changes, improvements and fixes they made to Valheim. If you want to check them out yourself, you should go to your Steam library, right-click Valheim and go to Properties. Then, if you go to the Beta tab, you can select a beta you would like to opt into. Normally, this drop-down menu will say none, while if you select Public Test, it will update the game, and once you've launched it, you can experience the newest update. Of course, betas can also include bugs, so keep that in mind. While I think it's a pretty stable build and it just makes fishing, the Mistlands, Valheim in general, a lot more fun. Let me know in the comments, by the way, what you think of this latest update, all the changes, fixes and improvements they made to the game. Smash the like button if you found the video helpful, and of course if you want to stay in the loop with future content, don't hesitate to subscribe. Right now though, it is 4 AM out. I want to wish you an awesome day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.